All right, so building out your camera. The stuff you're gonna need, power, obviously. So we're gonna go with the V-mount. Audio, we're gonna go with the Rode Video mic. Also for power, you're going to need two SDI to 12 volt adapters. Monitoring, so we're gonna go with the Blackmagic 5-inch monitor. To attach the monitor, we have this handy dandy adapter here. To connect it to your ATEM, you're going to need a SDI mini to SDI standard. And to connect the monitor, we have a right angle HDMI to straight HDMI. So first we're going to go with the monitor. Just going to screw one end into the 1/4-20 on the bottom of the monitor itself. And then the other end into one of the mounting holes on the top of the camera. Now it really doesn't matter where you put it. I'm going to put it here just because I want to have room to show you where on the camera to mount this, or where on the camera to mount the audio. Now the cool thing about these is it allows you to angle this off a little bit more or lay it down flat if you would like. There is a cold shoe here. There's also a cold shoe here on the side. Either works. On the back, you will see the 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter jack. So that goes there. Your audio will go into the mic jack on the side. You have your SDI out. That is where you will plug in the SDI mini. There we go. Now on your V-mount, there's a D-tap on either side. So one here, one here. So you plug them in on both sides. One of the 12 volts goes into the camera. The other will go into your monitor. Now for the HDMI, one goes in there. Your other goes into the HDMI in. Last but not least, you plug in your V-mount. When you get done plugging everything in, you're going to power it up. So power button for the camera is here on the front. Power button for the monitor is here on the side, down here. And power button for the microphone is there on the back. And that's it. Once you're there, your camera's on, and from there, it's plugging it into the ATEM. All right, so next, connecting your camera to the ATEM switcher. So this ATEM is connected via SDI cable. So we've already hooked up the SDI extender from the camera. Going to grab your SDI cable. Connect one in there. Connect it to one of the camera inputs on the switcher. So we're going to go into number 1. So we'll put this off to the side. All right. Now there is no battery pack for the ATEM switcher, so you're going to have a power source. I'm going to screw that in and plug it in here. And then next, you want to go out from the switcher. So you have your outputs 1 and 2. So we'll go into output 1. Now, this is where your monitor comes in. There we go. So you got that off. Now you can use the power cord, or we'll use a V-mount for right now. You pop that on. So V-mount's here. Then you're going to take the SDI out of the ATEM and plug it into one of the SDI inputs here. So we have our SDI input. Turn that on. Okay, and we're going to go to the correct. And there we have our multi-view. So, as you can see, we have that. Now, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to hook up a second camera, just so you can see how the switching works. And there you go. That is how you would hook up your monitor and your ATEM switcher. Okay, so to connect the ATEM to the computer, there's a USB-C port here. Every cable kit is going to come with the USB-C cable. So you're going to plug one end into that, another end into the provided laptop. None of the laptops have passwords for the user account. So once the laptop powers up, you will just go into ATEM setup. From there, you will see your ATEM show up. So the setup icon underneath the ATEM will take you to this screen. This is where you can set up the kind of cutting that you want to do. So whether you want to do program preview or hard cuts, you can do it from there. Just make sure that when you get done, you hit save to save your settings. I believe they're all defaulted to program preview. Once you're done with that, there is another icon down here called ATEM Switcher or ATEM Software Control. And this is where your software switcher will come up. So this is where you'll be able to perform all of the same functions via the software. So you get to more advanced functions for streaming and various other things, like if you want to do picture-in-picture or you want to change what your multi-view looks like, you can all do it. You can do it a little bit easier from here than you can from the buttons on the actual switcher itself. If you have taken the previous multicams class, the switcher software and all of this stuff is exactly the same as the old kit. Blackmagic did not change the firmware at all between the SDI and the HDMI switches that you get with the other Blackmagic kits. So this should be fairly familiar to you. The only difference is the laptop that comes with this kit is a Windows-based laptop. The one that comes with the older kits are Macs. Outside of that, the software and how it's hooked up is pretty much exactly the same. All right, so that is the entire kit. If you have any problems or any questions, feel free to ask the equipment room staff, or if you see myself or Doug wandering around the building, feel free to stop us and ask us about anything that has to do with the Blackmagic Studio Micro multicam kit. All right, and we'll see you guys later.